William, you had a busy but successful weekend. You had a super late model race at Hickory on Saturday. You go and win there. Then you go to Atlanta. You win the Cup Series race. Just tell me what this past weekend was like.
It was a lot of fun. It was lots of travel for sure, but the first time I've done that where I've raced at different tracks on the same weekend and different series, different cars. So very cool to win both. That was just a credit to a lot of great people, and obviously it worked out in our favor. So great to get those two wins, and really excited for my team and just all the effort that they put in.
And then going back to Atlanta, obviously they repaved that track in the offseason. The banking has changed. You're running a super speedway package. So you have all of these variables, and then you get in the race, you get to the final laps, you take the lead from Bubba Wallace, and then you're trying to hold off the rest of the pack. What's going through your mind?
I was just really nervous about the runs that were going to come from behind me. I felt like the runs from second to third were going to be too big to block. And so luckily it worked out to where my spotter, Brandon, he did a good job, telling me the gap to stay to second and not let Bubba get too much of a run where he could pull out and pass me, on his own. So it worked out great. And luckily, the final lap kind of worked out how it did, where we could, come out on top. It was definitely an awesome feeling.
And then just 5 races into the season so far, but Hendrick Motorsports has won 3 of those races, 3 of the drivers there, you, Alex, and Kyle. What does that kind of say about where HMS is right now compared to these other teams?
We're certainly trending in the right direction. I felt like we started the year with so many unknowns where everyone, I think, was nervous about, are we going to be as good as we were last year? And certainly we haven't dominated, every race by any means, but we've shown that we can adapt and be there at the end of the race and win. So it's great to see that that's still there, that energy between the teams is still there to communicate really well. And I think as we continue forward, we're going to have to continue to evolve with this car, but certainly off to a good start, and proud of all the teams.
And what has this year been like so far? You go to LA, you start things off at the Clash. That's something new. You have the next gen car. Then you go to a track like Atlanta where, yeah, you've been competing there, but it's essentially a new track, right? So what has it been like just in the next gen car and doing new things yet again in another season?
Well, it's been so many unknowns. I mean, we're going to a road course for the first time in this car this weekend. So we haven't had the same of anything. I'd say the most similar was probably that California to Vegas transition was the most similar. And you could say that Atlanta was kind of like Daytona, but at the same time, we had to make adjustments in practice because of that. So I think that each week is just a new challenge. I think that's probably why the fans are loving what they're seeing, because we're going through so many new steps. So I'm excited for the first road course this weekend, and hopefully we can, adapt as we've been doing and have a shot to win there.
And final question for you, just how good does it feel to have a win this early on in the season?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we did that last year, and it's definitely a luxury to have, because you get a chance to, go throughout the rest of the regular season without that pressure to make the playoffs. So at the same time, though, we're really not content with kind of how we were last year. We won that race early, but we didn't win again, even though we had a lot of chances. So I think that this year we're going to be really pushing the boundaries to get another win and continue that momentum that we've had. So that's definitely the way that my team feels, which is good.